today. From U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's Week 4 of the NFL on EA Sports. And the Minnesota Vikings taking on Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns.
Spread between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. It can certainly get loud inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. Again, everyone, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Browns here, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. The Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th is a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
It's hard to be frustrated when you throw for nearly 400 yards, but I know he wanted to break that barrier. I think he got the pain eased a little bit when they named him NFC Offensive Player of the Week, though.
Yeah, when you get the award, you know you had the best week in the conference, you'll let it slide. But, hey, that number well within his range. You know he's got the arm to do it in this one. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 23 carries, 123 yards.
And the way they ran the ball last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
Now it's 2nd and 9. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And that's why Dalvin Cook is the Minnesota Vikings featured back. You put the ball in his hands, good things happen. 2nd in the NFL last year in rushing with 1,557 yards, and that's now back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons with 30 combined total touchdowns. What a player is Dalvin Cook.
Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. On play action, Cousins. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
A first down throw for Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Malik Jackson. What an effort from him on that play. Big tackle for a loss of 11. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
2nd and 21. A lot of ground to cover. A give. This is Cook. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets him back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Well, this defense for the Browns, they put together a strong effort last week in the win over Chicago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
It looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. To throw is Cousins. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
And here's Hofrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
The Browns set to go on offense for the first time, led by Baker Mayfield in his 4th season now from Oklahoma.
So this is what we find out about the game plan and the trust factor, don't we? In this situation, the natural thing is take care of the ball, run it inside, everyone cover it. Just, get yourself some room and let your punter punt it out of there. But when you really got a QB you can trust, you might want to take a little shot early and try and create some space.
And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee?
Jedrick Wills, former 1st-round pick, guilty there. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt.
And he'll find a little space. He gets this up near the 10. That's a gain of 6 on the 1st down run. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
On 2nd down, right back to Hunt.
And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they'll be inside the red zone with the ball at the 16-yard line. So they elect to decline it.
And why not? Just go ahead and let the play stand, and they'll take that.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Getting the ball is Cook running left. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line.
Greg Newsome up to make the stop. 2nd down at 5.
From the gun, here's Cousins. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Though we've seen some good pressure defensively already here in the 1st quarter, here's another good example.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Cousins to throw it.
A throw for Westbrook, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the rookie Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
And he'll go down inside the 15 at his own 13-yard line.
So a 1st interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
And he takes us across the 15 to the 17.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago.
There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
From the 17, Mayfield. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Cousins. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Chris Herndon, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings on just 2 plays have taken the lead.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Extra point up and good by Bailey. And it's now a 7-0 game. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And threw an interception the first time they had the football. Wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And they'll wind up getting this to the 37. Gain of 9. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd down and 3. Mayfield to throw it. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26. A gain there of 21 yards.
And in his 2nd year in Cleveland after 4 in Atlanta, Austin Hooper always does all he can to build some rapport with his quarterback. He did it with Baker Mayfield last year. Expects it to continue to rise here in 2021.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. Anthony Barr in on the tackle. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance. Reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14.
Partner, in our years together, we've never really run into a player that's admitted a doubt or a lack of confidence, right? But right now, I'm just wondering about that interior line, because on defense, they're starting to get manhandled at the point of attack. Do they have it in them to figure a way to reverse the tide? Because right now, they're running the ball at will.
They'll run with Chubb. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On 2nd and goal, Mayfield eluding the pressure right. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Mayfield. And he's got his tight end. It's Hooper for the Browns touchdown. Austin Hooper. His first touchdown on the year. And the Browns are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback. The Vikings head out to take over once again. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
A gain of 6 there on 1st. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
On 2nd down now, it's Cook. And this Browns defense coming to life. They get him behind the line for a 2nd straight play. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. Throwing, Cousins. Well, the man is Osborne. He's got him. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Cousins.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync. Only way to play good defense.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Again, it's Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Here's Sterling Hoffrichter now
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Browns will take over 1st and 10.
Now Nick Chubb of the Browns gets set for their next possession.
First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge? And then they presented it to the rest of the team. And I think we'll see plenty of that as this season moves on.
And I'm sure he said challenge accepted. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. Mayfield now from the 50. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You can see the thought process there. With his speed, they were hoping he could pop one. Instead, the coverage was good, and they forced the incompletion.
They go play action. Mayfield. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield.
And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. So that'll back him up 5. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, let's take a look around the NFL here on this first Sunday of October. We'll start over in Texas at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. And the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. Sam Darnold has a couple of touchdown passes. From there, we'll skip over to Louisiana to check on the Saints at home in New Orleans. And in that one, it's the visiting Giants who have the lead. Darius Slayton, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. and they trail the visiting Colts as that one's gone to the intermission. Jonathan Taylor with a touchdown run. In the game you're watching, it's been Baker Mayfield with a strong first half. His guys lead, though by only a field goal. Still anybody's game. As we send it back to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And he returns this to the 22. So here are the Browns to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb. And he'll take it forward for about 5 up to the 28-yard line.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Higgins. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Chubb will get the call running left. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. A give running right is Chubb. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
He's going to look for Beckham in the end zone. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. On 3rd down, Mayfield. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. And they get Jack Conklin there, the right tackle. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Throwing, Mayfield. He's going to air one out. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the 3rd quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal.
Chubb is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
McLaughlin for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. That time a 9-play drive. And Nick Chubb the one to finish it off as he does so with a touchdown run. The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away.
And no return here from Westbrook. This will be a touchback.
It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
A pass there complete to Westbrook, and they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
On 2nd down, Cook.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
17 yards is the pickup there for number 17. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. On 2nd down and 4, Cousins.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter of play. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. And he completes it to Westbrook. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a first down. From the red zone now, Cousins. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Myles Garrett make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week, continuing to play at that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins. That's complete to his running back, Jefferson. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now Cousins. And he's got it. Touchdown. D.D. Westbrook. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now, we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
From his end zone, it's Demetric Felton. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. There's Baker Mayfield as he and the Browns offense comes back out. He's had one of those games that any quarterback loves, not only being able to complete some passes, but some deep passes.
And it's pretty to watch. I mean, it's an absolute joy to see, but let's face it, we got to give a little bit of credit where it's deserved, right?
Well, the protection's been great, if that's where you're going.
Yeah, protection's been phenomenal, but how about how it's been spotlighted, right? Our producer, Christian McLeod, our director, Kyle Burt, the rest of the crew, what they put together with these images and pictures, if you're an offensive lineman, that's what you're taking with you to contract time.
They're going to have a lot to take to contract time if this continues. Xavier Woods, the free safety, up to make the tackle.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the first.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb, pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. I'm sure that that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 56 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now, I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Mackenzie Alexander in on the tackle. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They're facing a critical 3rd down now as they try to hold on to this lead. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he is going to have the 1st down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A run for Nick Chubb. Chubb will have the 1st down and much more. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
A give. This is Chubb. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Chubb on the counter. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They'll try to run for the 1st down with Hunt. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Just a yard, but that's all they needed. And by the slimmest of margins, it'll be 1st and goal. They'll give it to Chubb. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
All I know, partners, that with every play call that came in, there was a little discussion about, hey, we can seal this bad boy. We can really put ourselves in a great spot to take total control. And yet they find a way to cough it up.
Yeah, the 2-score game opportunity eludes them, and now a chance for the other side to come back here.
Yeah, that means defense has to go out there and make some plays themselves. It's what we call sudden change. Let's see if the defense is mentally ready to take care of it.
2nd and 10.
Cousins able to find Thielen. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Cousins to throw. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And I think the Browns got it. They did.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Down to one knee goes Mayfield, and that's all she wrote.
And with that kneel down at the end of the game, partner, they now get to 3-1. This is a good football team we saw in this game.
It is indeed getting to 2 games above 500, and I know early on, while they said they wanted to win every game, they thought they would be solid with a 3-1 start, and here they are.
Yeah, you break your schedule up almost into quarters, every 4 games, and assess 3-1. Any team would take that.
Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now, it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Cleveland, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And another road date awaits them next week as their opponents will be the Los Angeles Chargers. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they'll drop down to 1-3, and they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.